We often hear that to achieve our goals, we must be on their frequency, vibration, energy. We need to send out the vibration of what we want or become one with them and similar ideas. But here is an important question. What do these concepts really mean? These are presented as physical ideas, but for a person living an ordinary everyday life, what do they actually mean in practice? These concepts are widely discussed, yet most people do not truly understand them. In this episode, we are going to explain them clearly. We will show what it really means to be on the frequency, the vibration, or the track of something. Now, first understand this. Whatever frequency you are on, you will eventually reach its reality. This is a law. But the real question is, why does this law work? Why does it exist? How does it actually operate? It is a very elegant mechanism. In this session, I will clarify part of it, and in future episodes, we will explore the rest. Now, what does being on a frequency mean? Imagine this. Right now, your desired goal, your wealth, has already become real. It has already happened. Now ask yourself, if you truly saw this in your mind and lived in that space, what would you feel? What would your inner state be? What would change inside you? Because you would no longer be the same person. Your feelings would change. Your view of life would change. Your behavior would change. Your priorities would change. Everything begins to shift. For example, when someone imagines wealth, naturally they begin to feel a deep sense of well-being, a higher emotional state, gratitude, power, satisfaction, freedom from fear, motivation, excitement for the future, a desire to experience new things, a sense of worthiness. When you hold money in your hands, you feel more valuable. So what does this show us? It shows that the vibrational nature of wealth is made of these qualities: power, worthiness, gratitude, positive feeling. These are the core elements of the frequency of wealth. So the frequency of anything can be perceived and felt by focusing deeply on it. The feeling that emerges from what we imagine is the very frequency and vibration of that thing. However, when we say wealth exists in a frequency, we do not mean that there is physical money floating somewhere in a hidden dimension waiting for you to reach it. That is not the point. The real point is this: when you discover these feelings within yourself and sustain them and follow them, you become the kind of person who can create wealth or recognize it. You are the main factor. Wealth is not waiting somewhere for you. You become a version of yourself that is capable of creating wealth. Or seen from another perspective, it feels as if you naturally attract it. That is extremely important. Let's take a simple example. If someone wants a strong, fit, beautiful body, what do they need to do? They must follow a specific diet and train consistently. We do not say that the perfect body exists somewhere and you just go and take it. No, that potential already exists within you. Through the right actions and the right discipline, your body transforms into that form. Wealth and success follow the same principle. When you follow that frequency, when you sustain that emotional state, you become the person who creates success, who creates wealth, and who reaches that goal. So what we want does not exist as a ready-made package waiting for us. We become worthy, we become capable, and then we create it. If you find the frequency of wealth and intentionally stay in it, then without doubt, the flow of wealth in your life will increase. If you cultivate a sense of worthiness, a sense of power, gratitude, positive emotional states, and if you imagine your goal feel it deeply, and keep that feeling alive, then you will move toward wealth regardless of your external circumstances. But here is the important part. Some people reach results quickly, some people take longer. Those who take longer may think, this law does not work. But it works for everyone. Let me explain with an example. Imagine 3 containers of water. One is boiling, one is at room temperature, and one is cold. Now place all 3 inside the freezer. After 5 minutes, the cold water freezes. The normal water becomes colder. The boiling water becomes warm. Why didn't all of them freeze at the same time? Because their starting temperatures were different. The same is true for people. Someone with more negative beliefs or heavier conditions, even if they align with the right frequency and try to maintain it, it takes more time to reach the point where that frequency becomes reality. So remember this, everyone has a different starting point. Therefore, the timing of results will also be different. Now, let's briefly explain why this law works. Every physical reality, everything we experience in the material world, has a non-physical aspect around it. We can understand reality in 2 layers. The non-physical side, low density, unseen, emotional, vibrational. And the physical side, high density, visible, tangible, measurable. The key point is this. The physical world is simply the condensed form of the non-physical. Listen carefully. The physical is non-physical compressed into form. So if you follow the non-physical aspect, the feeling, the vibration, you will inevitably reach its physical reality. Think about this. When you follow the smell of food, you eventually reach the food itself. The smell is the low-density version of the food. Our world works in the same way. Everything you desire already has a kind of signal, a trace, a scent in reality. You can access it in your mind, through imagination, through visualization. But finding the frequency or feeling of your desire does not mean you have reached it. It only shows you the path. From that point forward, what matters is this. You must intentionally follow that path. Do not abandon it. Stay in it. Remind yourself constantly what I must follow is that frequency, which means stay and live in that emotional state on purpose. Return to it again and again. Keep it alive in your mind. If you do this, without doubt, you will reach its physical reality. This is the golden principle of manifesting any desire. My friend, what we explained here was only a brief introduction. Step by step, these ideas will become deeper, clearer, and more complete.